going on, guys? This is Flask back in here again for another video to show you guys how you can actually get a working website up and running that's a little more detailed than the basic Flask app we built, which we're actually going to take that same code and overlay a Bootstrap theme on top of that. So the first thing you want to do is go to the Bootstrap website. And if you're not really sure what Bootstrap is, it's an open source toolkit for developing with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So basically what you can do is just take this this is a HTML, CSS framework that you can use pre-written code in HTML and CSS and build a really cool looking website without knowing very much at all about HTML and CSS. So we're going to download the framework here. This is Bootstrap version 4, which I have not yet messed with, so I'm new to this as well. But you can also not download it and copy and paste the links into your HTML Jinja2 templates, which are what we're going to be using. So that's probably what I'm going to do, just to make things a little bit easier. So you want to, it says right here, you can just use these links, and then if you're using our compiled JavaScript, don't forget to include CDN versions of jQuery and popper.js before it. So you have to put these before this in order for like the be able to close the pop-ups and things of that nature. So let's copy this in here, and we need to go back into our app, and what we need to do is we need to make a couple new directories. And the way in which Flask looks for templates is you have the directories, and the one we're going to make a couple here. We're going to make a common, which, well, we won't do a common. I do that myself, but we'll do static, which is going to be the one that holds any custom CSS. In this case, we're probably not going to use it, but if we were going to download the entire framework, we could actually copy those files into this folder, and we're going to do a templates folder. And this is where our app's going to have the templates. One other thing you got to do here in PyCharm in order to make PyCharm be able to recognize Jinja templating. And Jinja templating is just a Python related template language, and you'll kind of see how it works here in just a minute. But we'll go down here to language and frameworks and go to this template languages, and we're going to change it to Jinja2. And there was another, can't remember exactly how to do it, but we'll just leave that alone for now. Alright, and I thought okay, sorry, got a little hung up there on something. But so let's make a new file called this new file is going to be called it's going to be an HTML file. We're going to call it layout, and this is going to be our how the base HTML, and what it's going to end up looking like is we're going to try to end up making this page, and we're going to be able to randomly generate this information and change this kind of stuff around. So we're gonna do that. So what we're gonna do here, we've got the template layout created, and here's the HTML for this actual page that we're working with. So I've already kind of created some HTML by basically when it automatically does that, and PyCharm. So I'm going to copy all of this information. Let me go to the bottom and slide up, it does look better. I'm going to copy all of this and go back over here and paste it over top of this. Now we got a massive thing. I might need to bring my font size down just a little bit to make this easier to see. Let's go into my editor and change my font and just back this down to about 25. It might make it a little easier. Okay. So as you can see here, this is the core CSS, and it shows that they have custom styles for this particular template, and we actually probably need to get those. So let's click on this. They actually change a little bit of they use some custom CSS styles for this particular layout, or this particular template. So what we'll do is we'll just copy this as well. My computer is having a difficult time selecting stuff and copying it. Let's just do this. Alright, and then we'll go back, like I said, you have a static. Now the name of that file was narrow-jumbotron.css. So we're going to go back over here and we're going to create that CSS file. Narrow-jumbotron, and we'll just paste all of that information in there too. Alright, so that's that. As you can see, we've got that on there, and this is in here. So what we need to do over here is we're gonna actually be using the CDN that we were talking about earlier. We'll copy this. We'll come back over here, and we're gonna paste in right here that CDN link, and that is going to get. Let's tab this over. And that's going to go out and get the actual Bootstrap core CSS that we need, and then we're going to need to do something here. And what it is that we need to do is a Jinja template. So you got to do that. You hit the 2 curly brackets, and then in PyCharm it automatically pops this out. We're going to say URL_for static, and then file name is equal to this file name right here. We'll move it over to here, and then we close that out. Now what that's going to do is that's going to automatically generate a link to this static narrow-jumbotron CSS file in our when we run our app. It's going to do that. This is your first Jinja template, so that, or Jinja markup. So this is how that works. It just kind of uses Python and Flask to determine what that is. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to try to take a look at this and see what all needs to be in the layout and what all needs to be on like the different pages. So you definitely want your header and all this stuff in the actual layout. So like that would, if you're looking at the example over here, it's going to basically stop it here at this line, and then everything else just kind of gets generated somewhere else, and then there's a footer. So we want to take everything from here to here out of this layout, and then only use the header portion and the footer portion. So we will take that out by clicking, because you can see here that it stops at project name, and this is the clear fit. I mean the header, and you want to leave the header in, but we want to take out from line 40 here all the way down to this, and we're probably going to leave the container in there. The container is probably already wrapping the whole thing, I would imagine. Let me make sure that I don't do something there with the container, because this is a body. Where's the container at? Oh, there's the footer. Okay, so we want to leave the footer in. So let's go all the way back up here to the top of the Jumbotron. We're going to cut all this out. I'm going to cut it so I can paste it back in somewhere else in a minute. And what we want to do here is we want to do another type of Jinja markup where you do a curly brace and a percent sign, and this will basically give us the option of creating a block. So you type block and then whatever you're going to call your block. In this case, I'm just going to call it content, and then you go down here and just maybe just go down and do another one and block. So that gives you that basically lets you kind of insert your code for different areas of the page in this area. It keeps all this the same, so you don't have to include this on every page that you work on. Now this right here I don't have, so I really don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to take that out just because I don't really want to fool with that right now. And we're going to go back up to the top, and we got to also remember that we got this custom CSS file fix. We want to go back in. Oops. We want to go back into their CDN, and we're going to copy the JavaScript stuff. And remember, it says to put this before it. That's important, because if you don't put it before that other stuff, then it doesn't work correctly. So we go back up here, and this is the core CSS stuff. We're just going to paste that in, and tab that over so it's all kind of in line. So there you go. That's that. A little space here just to kind of make it look. And we're going to change this. We're going to call it Flask cast. Flask cast sample page. Sample site. I can't tell. Okay, sample site, and then here's another thing. You can see where they're kind of backing out of these directories, and we don't even have one of these on here. If we did, we would probably put it in our static folder. So we'll just do this for now. We may go back in and get an icon. Let's see. So and when we do that, we would do it the same way we did here. We would just basically copy this information, put it right here, and then you would use the file name would be the file name .ico that's in the static folder. Now this should be working fairly well, and we're going to change this to something else. We'll call it Flask project. Now we're going to go over here, and we're just going to make another template, and this template's going to be called home, and it's going to have in it basically the code that I messed up. Let me go back over here because I screwed up by copying that other thing without. We're going to copy that Jumbotron all the way down to the footer. Oops. Let's see if I can do it without. Okay. We're going to paste this information in here, but first we're going to do something. We're going to say that, and we're going to use a command extends, and then we're going to, in parentheses, layout dot HTML. Now, what that does is and in order for this to stop, I need to fix this, and my problem was I couldn't remember how to do it a minute ago. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. You got to go in and change where it references the template folder where it looks for them. So let's go. Let me do that really fast. I just go into settings, and crap. It should be easy for me to do this. I've done this 1,000 times. Project structure. Then you tell it what template folder is, and then apply that. And it stops. Okay, that fixes that issue. Okay, so basically you're going to, by putting that in there, extending the layout, it pulls in all that code from layout.html, and then you just do your block again, block content, and then that's going to place in that same area in block, and then we're going to go back over here where I copied all that information from the other thing and paste it in here, and now we have all this code here being generated in between these blocks, and then your page technically is going to work right now, but we have to the layout portion of it anyway. So we got all that done, and in order to kind of determine that we know that it works, when we run the server, you'll see that this Flask has sample site, and all this stuff's going to be working. So we'll go back to our app.py, and instead of returning hello from Flask, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to return, we're going to also want to bring in from Flask something called render template, and what that's going to let us do is render these templates. So home is the template we're going to want to render here since we're at the index. So we're going to go return render template, and then we're going to render the home.html template. And basically now when we run this, we're going to get the page that we've been working on. So we hit this, we go down here and click this link, and oh, we got an error. Jumbotron is undefined. So we got to figure out what caused that. It's in line 20. Jumbotron is undefined. Extends layout. What did I do wrong? Jumbotron.css layout. Oh, okay, that's what it is. You gotta put quotes around the file name, I believe. Now let's try it again. Refresh, and there we go. Flask project, as you can see up here, it's got the Flask sample site, and you know it appears to be working. So basically, we've kind of created our own website with HTML, and you know by just rendering the template. So this is kind of your basic, one of the really basic thing. But you could start from here, and you can do stuff like we could actually give a variable here. So let's say I want to put name, or let's say username equals, and my username is typically Eddie Gray for things that I do. So we got a variable here called username. We can pass that in here by going comma, username equals username. Now that passes this value over to the template, and then we can go back in here on the home template, and at the top of this Jumbotron heading we could say welcome, and using the Jinja markup just say username, and it's going to pull that username because we passed it to the template and put it right here at the top of the page dynamically. So we can go back over here now and refresh, and there it is. So you can kind of see there how it works, where you can pass values to the templates dynamically, and you know you get into like connecting to databases and getting information off of those, and it's not as hard as it seems, and honestly it's just, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. So there we go. We've actually kind of put together a pretty decent looking HTML website really quickly, with using Bootstrap and Flask. So hopefully this was useful to you guys. I know I'm getting a little bit I'm going to try to upgrade my audio equipment here and get a better microphone so it's not so teeny sounding. I'm not echoing so much. And we can start working on a little more complex issues, and hopefully I'll get a little better at recording. I'm just starting out, and I'm also fairly new to doing this in general, so hopefully this has been something that's useful to you. And if you want to, go check out my website, flaskcast.com. This video will be listed in the list. So have a good day.